If you're in a van or car right now, staring at a weather app and wondering, how am I going to stay warm tonight with no heater? You are not alone. As a medically retired RN with chronic illness living in a van, I'm going to share the simple, realistic steps I use to stay warm and safe as possible on cold nights without a heater, especially when your body is fragile and your spoons are low. Let's talk about what you can do tonight with what you already have.
On the road to healing, 1 mile at a time.
I'm Nurse TLC, a medically retired RN living with EDS, POTS, fibromyalgia, dystonia, and chronic pain. I know, it's a lot. In a van with my service dog in training, Seiji. I know firsthand how dangerous cold nights can be when your body can't regulate temperature, circulation, or pain like it used to. So let's get into my favorite ways to stay warm when living in a vehicle. These tips will apply to you even if you have a heater in your rig, because at some time or another, we all run out of propane or power and need a backup plan. What I am showing you in this video is exactly what I did last night, and it got down to 35 degrees Fahrenheit. I was warm and toasty all night without a heater. First things first, you need to get these windows covered up, and you need something that's insulating like this Reflectix I have. I have cut it to fit this side window. That magnet to the metal door to help hold it in place. And that's what I'm doing here. Now let's head into the cab, where I show you that I also have these Reflectix I made for the windows in the cab, and they are also held on with magnets, these clip magnets. Luckily in these cargo vans there's a lot of metal, so you can use magnets for a lot of different things. Anyway, you need to get these windows insulated because they're one of the coldest things in the van. Oh, look at that cutie pie there. That's Miss Seiji. She's just the cutest thing ever and such a sweetie pie. Anyway, the next thing I'm focusing on are those back doors, because again, they're metal and very cold. And sorry you're seeing me crawl on the bed with a wide shot of my badunkadunk, but this is van life for you. This is the real deal. Yeah, I got a lot of junk in my trunk apparently, but anyway, I'm going to cover the doors. And this is a military wool blanket. They're like 20 bucks on Amazon. Worth it. Anyway, again, I'm putting magnets on the doors, and see, it's covering up all the cold area that will be near the bed. So we're insulating the back doors as well. I just keep the blanket kind of rolled up at the side of the bed back there, so it's ready for the night. But yet during the day I can, roll it down and see my cute windows back there. My fake windows. Anyway, this is what I do. Easy peasy. A super easy insulating blanket. I have several in the van. So if you don't have one, you can also use it in between the cab and the van to, like a curtain, like a blackout curtain or something. But I also have blackout curtains that I close to help insulate the cab as well. Okay guys, besides the Reflectix being covering all windows now, even this side one, this is for insulation. I also have these blackout curtains that are right here. They usually are tied back with these ties right here, but I undid them last night and I just left them hanging here. Anyway, so I shut these when it's cold because another big thing, don't forget you have a lot of vents. I don't know if you can see. I just shut this. Probably not a good idea. Anyway, your vents, when they're open, I don't know if you can see there, you can shut it to off too. Close them off. If you're cold and you close your vents off, unless your vent, needs some vent. But what I do is I'll still have a little cracked window, even though I'm not using a heater or anything, just for, condensation and stuff. But you can also use your air vents if you're in a vehicle to do that. So, but if it's really, really cold outside, close your air vents in the front, and then close off your cab area if you can, because this right here will help, believe it or not. So let me back up. It helps a lot. Okay, there it is. Closed off. So that's covered, because the more glass you have exposed, the colder it is. So that's closed off. This window's covered with some Reflectix. Wool blanket back here, because these wool blankets are pretty cheap. And look at that. I just holding up there with some magnets. And those cold metal doors are now covered. And then I'm going to show you my bundle up stuff, because what I do is I'll run the engine for 15 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever, to get it till it gets toasty warm in here. In the meantime, you can look at that cute face. But we're going to go in here and I'm going to show you in the bathroom. I have my booties. I sleep in these. And then I have some gloves, a beanie, and look, these hand warmers. See that? Instant heat, air activated up to 18 hours. Mega warmers. I've got 4 of them in here left, I think. So you can put those next to your body, inside, under your covers, to keep your core warm. So there's a hat, there's some gloves. Again, hand warmers that you can put around you if you need to. Of course, I mean, I wear these. They're Canadian, so you know they're warm. Baffin booties. Love these. They're kind of dirty. They need to be washed, but I'll show you them on. Anyway, let's turn off the light in the bathroom. Got a lot of lights on right now because it's dark. But we'll do the booties. And instead of the hat, because I do use the hat sometimes, that face. Okay, tonight it's getting down to, I think, 30-something degrees. So it'll be pretty cold. Sorry, I'm trying to get the lighting. Okay, it's dark in here. So there is some lights on, but as you can see, it's hard to get lighting in a van at night. Anyway, so what I'm going to show you is I have these very thick sweatpants on, really thick. If you don't have thick ones like that, then you're going to want to put leggings or long johns or cuddle duds or whatever you want. You're going to want to put some of those underneath your pajama bottoms or sweatpants. So you're going to layer up, okay? So 2 layers on the bottom, but these are super thick. Then I have one of these shirts on. I don't know what they're called, but it's a long sleeve warm shirt. But now I'm going to layer up even more. Hoping you can, this is terrible. Anyway, I'm going to put on the matching sweatshirt. And these are by Comfort. And they're way thick and comfortable. But instead of the beanie, or I can put a beanie under this if I really want to layer up. But this jacket, it's oversized, comfortable to sleep in, and I put the hoodie up when I'm sleeping. I know I still got to take my makeup off, so I'm not ready for bed. I'm just showing you. But see, big old nice oversized hood like this. This is how I sleep. And yes, I can put a beanie underneath here still. So I have a beanie, I have gloves, I have this comfortable outfit. I don't know how chic I look, but look. This is what I'm going to wear to bed. It doesn't have to be regular pajamas. I'm wearing something very warm and cozy. Okay. Now there's another layer I'm going to put on in the bed. So let's show you that. Okay. All right. I'm going to bend down here and get my stash underneath the bed. Okay. This right here is extremely important if you are doing van life and don't want to use a lot of power or have a heater. If you don't have a heater or it's not super duper cold, cigarette lighter or 12-volt electric blanket is going to be your best friend. Okay, it's gonna go. See, I've got my beddies here, and it's gonna go underneath my comforter or whatever your blanket is. It's gonna go against your body. Then you're gonna put your blankets over that. So I will have my electric blanket. I have myself bundled up. I have my electric blanket. I have an extra blanket at the foot of my bed right here. And so that's going to be 3 blankets. But this one's against my body. So it's, and then you want to layer blankets over that. So you want the warm one next to your body. Okay? That's the trick there. Oh, what are you doing, little girl? What are you doing? Are you giving mommy a paw? Do I need to sit down? Hey, do I? Are you telling me to sit down? She just pawed at me, so I don't know. She may want me to sit down, huh? Is that what you want? Look at that face. You giving mommy a clue to sit down? She wants me to come to bed, I think. But anyway, so that's another one. Must have. I don't know how much they are now. Probably 30, 40 bucks, but worth it. And they're not super hot, but they'll definitely keep you warm. And this, if you have a 12-volt one, not a regular electric blanket, because that'll use a lot of power. Well, it'll use a lot more power. If you have one of these in a power station, you can stay warm all night. And so you want to definitely have a power bank or something to use this. You don't want to drain your car battery, but you want to have a power bank where you can plug this in. You don't need very much because it won't use a lot of power at all. So you'll want to test it out and see how much it uses overnight. But in my experience, it does not use a lot of power. So that's something you're going to do. And like I said, if you don't have a 12-volt blanket, you can use those hand warmers, okay? Crack open a few of them and put them against, like inside of your jacket or like against your skin. And it'll keep you nice and warm as well. So if you don't have a 12-volt blanket, the hand warmers, you're going to put your beanie on, you're going to put gloves on, you're going to put several blankets on. Let me sit down. Okay, let me sit down. And when you get up in the morning, if it's cold when you get up, then you're going to run your engine again and get it nice and warm, then make your coffee. If for some reason you're still cold with all this stuff you've done and you're still really cold, then you'll want to go somewhere like a truck stop. They have like these lounges in there, and I'm sure they won't mind you sitting in the lounge while you're getting warm and not freezing out in your vehicle somewhere. So a truck stop's a really good one to do overnight. There's also some laundromats that are open at night that have TVs, and you can go in there and do laundry and watch TV and stuff. Like, you can find places that are open at night to where you can go in there while it's really cold. But I think truck stops are a good one because they are open 24 hours. And restaurants, like obviously you can go into a fast food restaurant and sit with your laptop, get coffee, that kind of thing. Like Denny's are open 24 hours. I've gone to Denny's before and just sat there for hours with my laptop drinking coffee. So there's lots of options you can do if you're that cold and you need to stay warm and it's like life or death. You definitely don't want to risk your health, okay? So or you can, get a motel room if it's an emergency. Like if it's that cold and it's an emergency and you don't have enough heat, then sometimes you got to splurge a little money and get a motel room or something, or go somewhere where you can plug in, like an RV park or somewhere where you can have plug-ins and run a heat, like a space heater or something like that, until you can get a good heating system for your van. I hope these tips help you stay warm in the winter. Let's see, Sagey's ready for bed, so we're going to get under these covers in my cute gear, but first I got to get my booties on. Let's put the booties on so you can see the cute booties. And these are even perfect for people that don't like tight socks on when they sleep. They're loose on your feet, but very warm. These are made in Canada. They're Canadian. See the little leaf? They're by Baffin, so you know they're nice and warm. And I love them because they're not tight like socks, but they're booties you sleep in. And if you look, I'm going to tuck my pants leg into them, and there's a drawstring, so you don't want any, you want it like a suit. So tuck whatever pants you're wearing. I'm sorry, this is so awkward. Oh, this is real life. I can't get my phone to do anything. I'm trying to show you like that. There's like a drawstring, so and if you don't have booties like this, then wool socks. You want wool socks. Some nice wool socks to sleep in. But instead of wool socks, I'm using my comfy Baffin booties. But I'm going to make sure when I get in bed that this is tight around here. So now I gotta take my makeup off, but I'll be ready for bed. If you are looking to adapt your life for chronic illness and want to figure out the logistics of this lifestyle, make sure to subscribe. We are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers to build this little community of healing on wheels, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. Do you do any of these things when it's cold outside, or do you have additional tips I didn't cover? Let's talk about it. You will want to stay tuned for my next video because I'm exploring if van or RV life is even safe with chronic illness. Remember to be kind to your body today. It's the only permanent home you have. The van is just secondary. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!